XML. XML is means like extensible markup language. They may call it as EML, but like that's how they call XML. So as it is extensible, means based upon this only even HTML and other also came. The concept is very simple. Here everything will work with tags. So for everything there will be an opening tag and closing tag like that. So within that opening tag and closing tag we can have any entities, and each of these entities were related like this. Means at the top is called as a root tag, and within that you call it as a elements within it, and it is a subtag like that. The hierarchy will go. So first let's see how to work with this. For the working we have like XML, so we can work with the XML. Let's say I am taking this as an alias because I cannot work with xml.etree.etree every time, right? So that's why I'm taking like an alias. With alias I can work and I can create any of the files as I need. So first, if I want to create an element, for everything there should be a root, right? So in XML, when you're creating, first we need to create that root tag. So generally we call it as a root for better convention to remember. It doesn't mean that every time you should write like a root. I can write anything. So first, if I want to create et dot element of, for that root tag we should have a name. Let me write like a root. After this root, under this if you want to make like a child, so for that I create like a child is equal to, so whenever you're creating the main element you create like this. But if you want to create like a sub element, means under the main element only sub element will come. So for that there is something called as sub element. Sub element means it is sub of something. So here you can see, right, for under the data person is there. So person is like a sub of data, right? In the same fashion, for the route, we have a sub element. So as a route is the tag name, this one, this object that we need to pass. So for that, I want to create a child. What should be the child name? Maybe like I'll write a child. So, and if you want to create one more child, I can create like this. Say something like child2, I write. So like that, you can write any tags. Okay, sir, I created. Then what will happen? You cannot see it. If I say root, you can see it is like an object. But to visualize this, I mean, like to get the XML string. So two things you can do. This is a serialization concept where you can convert to a string or you can convert to a file. File is for persistency, whereas string means for transport or usage immediately. How do you get this string, XML string? To get that XML string, there is something called as XML string means this etree dot toString. That's what we need to see. Using these two strings, we need to pass our root. If you pass the toString root, now did you see what you got? Whatever I created, I got the same. And there is a slight change. Did you observe that you are getting like a B string, which is a binary string? And I told whenever you get a binary string, if you want to convert to like a print and others also, it will not work that much. Means if I take this object, maybe like I am taking, okay, result string, okay, like this. If I want to print this one, result string, then what will happen? You cannot visualize a result string, which is a binary, in a proper way. So if you want in a proper structure to see, first we need to decode it. So I can take the same thing and I can do a decode. It is a typical binary string. Binary string, how do you decode? Using UTF-8, right? If I write like UTF-8, now we see this time the same result. Did you get in a very clear way? But there is nothing more here. So for better visualization, in fact, whatever is there, it is coming as it is. But if you want to write to a file, the same content. So to write to a file, I need to first create the file and I can write. So to write to a file, what is the common syntax? The structure will be same for every files, even CSV files also same concept. First opening the file will be the same. Say like say like first.xml, something like this for better remembrance. And how I am doing, am I creating or reading? I want to create it. So when I want to create, I can pass. Now when I'm doing, should I write W or WB? Because here I decoded, right? I finally got a ordinary string. Then I can do a B itself. I need not write WB. So as file handler. Now for this file handler, dot write of this response string. If I do now, you can observe a new file will be created in the current directory called as a_xml. Did you see? What are the content you gave as it is? Now let me make sure. So another example. So let's do some more maturity. Earlier we created a tag, right? Same like I will create. But this time I will add some content to it. So this time also I will create a tag. Maybe like instead of a root, I will say RT. Just for you to get convinced. If I say like child1 is equal to e3 dot sub element of whom it should be sub element e3. And for that, what should be the child name? Child1. Maybe right, I will write here also like, so ch1. And similarly, I will create a ch2 is equal to e3 dot sub element of to whom it should be a child, e3 again. So what should be the name? Child2. Finally, you created. Though you created any number, you need not refer to everyone because all were created from this root tag. If you touch this one, that's it. So if you want now how to get the back like a string, e3 dot toString. If I pass like a toString and this one, you can see whatever you passed as it is. Now let me make sure it. So we didn't add much things to it. Maybe like what I'll do, I need to have some content also. So for adding the content this time, for the ch1 dot text I write, text is equal to this is child1. Now did you see what happened? You got like two ones, but like first one is like this, second one is like this. So maybe like I will do a dot decode. So for better understanding, UTF-8. So and like after that further, one second. Yes, yeah. So you see here, if I do a debug, you can see that it is coming like this. But sir, it is something clumsy. We cannot understand much, right? So every time we should not take too much things in one shot. That's why I will do one more thing. So here there is something called as a pretty. Okay, there is should be like a pretty print. Okay, it's not there here. Okay, that's another option. So what I will do for this child2 also I will add. For child2 also I will add text. So this is child2. So now in this case you see. So under the root tag you have the all these tags. So maybe like this time I will use a print statement to better print it. You see the same thing is coming. But there is no much like ordinary pretty print, right? So whatever it is coming as it is. But there are other module like a LXML and so. There they we have. But I want to check whether this module has any such kind of option. So for that, I will check like this toString. Generally, if you are in terminal, you can do a help. But if you do like this, you will understand. So what it is saying, hey, when you're printing, if you want like a default namespace or declaration, that kind of information is there. But for pretty print, there is nothing like. So, but this is what you understood. In the same fashion, okay, you got the content. And this content you want to dump to a deep file actually. So then this time what I will do, if I want to dump to a file, So with open of say b underscore second dot txt. Oh, sorry, it's not txt, it's an XML. In fact, like it doesn't matter what file extension you use, it will add like this. So that's why these are all called as like unstructured files. They don't have proper structure. They can go in any way. But if you do the same thing on an Excel, it will corrupt everything. So now I will do a WB. So why I did WB this time, I will tell you. So if I do a file handler dot write off, which object I am taking? So if I take this object as it is, this e3 dot toString of RT. So means I am not converting to a ordinary way. Means I am not decoding. So whatever is there, it will go as it is. Sir, now you added a binary string. In the file, will there be B also? No, the B won't be there in the thing because it will just add the binary string as it is. So like this. Now we understood how to write a file, how to add the content. Now, I will do like one more extra thing. So we understood that the data is good enough. But one problem is when the data is big, it is becoming like bit difficult for us to understand the things, right? So for that, they introduced one more thing called as DOM. So pretty print. Pretty print. This concept is called as pretty print. Means like for better understandability. So this mini DOM from XML.DOM, we have like mini DOM. What is the purpose of this mini DOM? This mini DOM takes this object, whatever you have, this e3.2 string that we pass to it. Means this also have this concept of mini DOM dot parse string. It has this option. For that, we need to pass this one. Our e3.2 string is there, right? That one we need to pass. So maybe like I will write like XML string is equal to. So if I write like this, will it do better? If I write like XML string. Now, did you see? It is saying that it's an object. Then like we expected something else, right? Okay. So this XML string, for that we need to pass as an input that to, so XML string dot to pretty XML. Did you see? To pretty XML. If I give like a to pretty XML, now did you see? Now you got the answer better way. And let me assign this to something. Oh, sorry. So let me assign this to something. So maybe like, result, and I can print that also. Result. Did you see? Now, did you see how things happen? So, and what is this concept called as versioning? For every thing, there will be a tag in the starting called as a versioning. The XML version, the default version is 1.0. Whenever you are updating, you can change it. So that's the reason whenever someone want to communicate like an interface, they will pass like an XML. And so even till today, like, so if you go for any big things like a soap, like a SAP, they are still following the XML. And you see here, under the root tag, you have two child tickets, right? So now, don't you think this is easy for us to better remember? Now we see, using this XML parser, we got this file, right? Let me do the same thing. With open of, say, b underscore third dot HTML, sorry, XML. If I want to do, so we need to write this file. So should I write like a write or a write W? Because like I just got the content as it is. So W. So, and after that, if I close and as file handler, so file handler dot write off. So should I write this XML string or like XML to converted result? So this converted result I need to pass. If I do now this converted result, now it will create a new file. If you can observe, don't you see that it is more proper structure? So that is the difference between so direct writing and indirect. And also in the process, you can write the indentation and whatever you want. So it will take the extra options also. This particular XML to pretty string. So whenever you want to know more about it, you hover on it. Did you see it is giving indentation, encoding? So all this information. If you want, you can pass that information. So like that, you create an XML. Next, going further, if I go, there is one more way of doing the same XML. So for that, there is another module. I will tell about it afterwards. But till now, you created a XML. Now let's think about parsing an XML. Parsing. So till now, you write like a reading, right? So for anything, we write like a read. But for XML and all these things, we call it as a parsing. Means something was in a structured fashion. We are trying to understand it. So this concept is called as a parsing. Okay, for parsing, like we can take the existing file, which are we created, or a ready-made files. Maybe like let's take this example of books.com XML. Did you see it has a catalog, some books in a structure, and it also has a comments also. So now we need to parse it. To parse it first, I will take this book.xml and work on it. So you can take like a entire file and read the content and parse it. Or there is alternatively way also. So using the etree.eml, so we have that way, right? So we have like etree. That etree we imported in the top. You can take that etree. From that etree itself, I will do a lot of things. So there are like some people will write with a selective imports that it will confuse you as a beginner. So I don't want to do that. So from this etree itself, we have a lot of options. One is a parse. You can take that parse and parse that particular file. Parse means it will automatically go to that file, load it and do it. So in the current directory, I have this books.xml. So I gave it directly. So then it will parse. Whenever it is parsing, it will create a tree structure. Means the tree or root, whatever you call. So if you ask that tree, did you see that I created like a XML tree? Now, if you want to check for presence of any tag within it. So if you just want to quickly check, hey, do you have some particular tags? So it will give that information. To quickly check for a particular tag, we need to go like this. There is called as a tree dot find and find all. Find all, find text. It will do all. In the books tag, there is catalog and a book. I am asking, hey, do you have a book tag? You say like, it will say. So then when I ask it for a book tag, it is giving all the book tags, right? And similarly, if I go way level down, there is a date tag, right? Or like a title tag. I will ask, hey, do you have a title tag? Directly it don't have, but indirectly it has means. So one level below it has. So will it give me? No. Means at that level, whatever is there, means it is like a root tag, right? Under it, it will have tags. So at that level, if you ask, it will give. Now you understood that if I ask book tag, it is giving the list of all things it has. Now, if I need to parse it, how to do? So I have this book.etree tag, which is like a list of all objects. So means I can do like, so for each in this tag, if I try to print each, you can see. And every time it is a custom object, means etree tag object actually. So if you want to go to the type, you can ask and each value. You can see it is of type elementary dot etree dot elementary. Now what all things I can do with this? I don't know. So then I will do a DAR of this each. So this is how anyone will learn. You see, there were things, options which have underscores on either side. If you ignore also, it is saying like a remove, set, tag, tail, text like that. Means, so from this, you can remove a tag or a set a tag or like ask for a tag or like the text. So I understood that thing. Now based upon this information, I will give a try. Instead of printing them, I will ask for the each dot tag. So I understood. Maybe I'll remove this one. Did you see? It is saying that what is the tag name it is giving. In the same fashion, if I ask for any of the things, you can do like a DAR and click like that and work. At the same time, if you observe carefully, did you see that it also has this attribute? So attribute name is called as ISBN. So if you want the attributes, that also we can get. So to get the attribute, so there is another thing. So like each dot attribute. Attribute means like we should pass the attribute and it will give the value like a dictionary. So tag means it's a book. Unfortunately, I don't need the tag information. Just need this attribute. So then what I will do? So ISBN is equal to each dot attribute of this one. Now like that I got. And also each object has like again a find all, right? We cannot directly get to the title, but indirectly we can go. For each of the object you can ask. Means now I'm asking print of each dot find all of this title, whichever I did title, I'm asking. Yes, now it found. Means at the book level, so it has like a tags, right? Title we can find. But from the catalog level, you cannot identify title. As you are going to each object, within that it has a title, right? It identifies. Now, as it is identifying, again I can go for like each title under each. Means like each sub in, so something like a sub in so and so, I can print like each sub. Now you see here, under each of the element, it is going further like a sub. And within that, if I want to get to text, what is the text? Maybe like for each of the tags, I want to get the text, like what is the title information. So in that case, I can go to each dot text. Now you can see all the text informations I got. Now this text information and the ISBN number, maybe I want to read. So then what I will do, I will create like this. Book is equal to like a dictionary, and I will do like this. So book title I got, maybe like a book title is equal to like this. Now what I will do, books of ISBN, so is equal to book title. So whatever the book is there, so it's ISBN and it's title. And now if I ask the books, now did you see? So why I have done like this? Generally ISBN is the unique number for each of the book. For a given title, the file name will not be. So that's why I made that as a key and I retrieve. So this is how I retrieve the things. Now in the same fashion, so you have an assignment. The assignment is that now enhance it by changing the values of the book's date as a tuple containing like a book title, author, and a date. Now here for the same ISBN as a key, I got only the book name, right? Now you need to create a tuple containing 3 values. Enhance it. It's not a big deal. You can do it. So now, based upon this one, similarly, what if you were given a XML string? Sometimes in the process, you need to parse a string also, right? Parse. So XML string. To parse an XML string, the same process we need to go through. Assume that I have a XML string, some input string like this. So this is input string. It has some details. So you see here, this is like a root tag, under that a ordinary tag, and it's like a sub tag, 2 levels down, and another level down. You see like first level, level 2, level 3, level 4. So we can have like this. Now, how do you parse it? So simple. So whenever you're like a parsing a string, the process is simple. We have like, let me take like this, e tree dot from string. There is like a from string. For that, we need to pass our input string. Input string. If I pass now, it will create an object. Means the same thing. It will create the tree. So maybe like, I will write like a stuff tree. Means that entire tree structure it will generate, right? If you ask the value, it will be just like a stuff directly. But if I want to find, I can do like a dot find. So you have seen find all. Find all means find entirely. Find means like it will just find the first occurrence. So this time I want to do something interesting. It's not like a tag I want to find, but I want to find like a sub tag also together. Means under the users, I want to find something like a user. Means at the stuff level, there should be users, and within that there should be user. So if that is like that, then it will give. Now, did you see there were two tags like this? So this is one tag and this is another tag, right? Like that. Now, whatever I got, maybe like I will mark them as a nodes. So generally we call it as a nodes. Nodes. I could get like two nodes. And for if you want to get the total number of counts, and you can get. And if you want like each individual values also, we can get. So what I'll do, if I want the count like that, but individually if I want, I go to each of the element. And for each of the element, I am asking for a name and a text and everything. And I'm giving. Now, did you see how I got it? So find is for like finding an individual tag. So find all will be for finding the tags. And also the complexity I told now that if you have a subtags also we can find in this route. So this is how we can do. So let me give like one more example for the same parsing strings. So this time say assume I have a data like this. I have a person. So I have a name under it. So per phone number. So and like email ID like this. It's a real time example. You can see the type. So it has one type like international. So like that. So these are they like a data types? No. So these are all like custom for that XML they created like an attributes. Who or is consuming it? How to access it? The process is simple. E3 dot, like we should get from string. From string of whatever is the given data, we need to create the tree. From the tree, how to get values? If you want to find anything, so the same process. Say like if I want to find the name, so under this only name is there. So directly we don't need any problem. So we can do directly tree dot find of name, and we found. And under that, whatever is the text you want. Whenever you are very sure that find will get it, then we can do. Sometimes if you are not sure, write an extra condition. Similarly, if you want to get the attribute, so this tag, did you see that this is called as a self-closing tag? Means this tag don't have any value, but it has only attribute. So this email tag has a self-closing and it has an attribute called as a hide is equal to yes. Now I'm asking dot hide. Now if you see here, so Gudovan Rusum attribute is like yes. So like that. So in this way you parse like a strings and others. Similarly, for the same thing, you have one more module. So that module is called as a LXML. So using LXML, so module. Same operations, whatever you do till now, we can also do with LXML. In fact, if you want to work with LXML, first we need to install it. So because it's a third party, so pip install -u LXML. So if it is a current user, we can do. So if I mark like a Python cell, if I execute, it will do. So LXML doesn't come by default. We need to install it. And the best part is it was written some back into the C language. So that's why it is bit faster also comparatively. So this parsing and all these things where we will use. So in real time, will we get only XMLs every time? No. Even the examples of a web scraping, there also we use XML parsers. So because HTML is also an XML, right? So like that. Now using this, how to create, how to update, so and how to parse, both you can do. So we can do like import LXML, and like using LXML I can create. So LXML dot, it also has like E tree. To make the syntax easy, most of the people how they import is, instead of directly importing, they will do what? From LXML import E tree as ET. Now you see, so it is no more like your previous ET. Whatever you do, this ET is belonging to the LXML module. Now, did you see the namespace was overwritten by the latest value? Why people will do like this means it makes the life easy for them. If you want to create a new tag right now, new element, I can directly do ET. So I need not worry whether it was a created from LXML module or XML module. So it works in the same way. If I do like a root, and if I say a root, so this is how we create a XML, right? So for creating an XML, I do like this. And if I want to add the child, this is how I added. ch1 is equal to, so e3 dot element and a sub element I did, right? Here this concept is there is no sub element. Everything you should treat like individually, and after creating we should append. So here we should write like a child one, but for the route we need to do append of ch1. So like that we need to do. And if you want to write one more tag, so I need to do like this. So if I do like a RT, you can see. And we did a lot of thing to get pretty print, right? Instead of doing that much, I can simply do e3 dot toString. Hope you remember we did a toString and parsed that to another, and you did it. Rather than that, if you pass like this, and if you do like a pretty print is equal to true, in one shot you got it. So, and if you do like a decode, so then like it will show the print better. So maybe like XML string is equal to this one dot decode of UTF-8. If I do, and if I do a print of XML string, toString dot decode. Okay, it is doing like a document decode. But like similarly, if you want to add further for this one more tag and so, this is a process. If you have like one tag, and if you want to add like another tag to it, so similarly you can take another tag. So here like it is E tree, you can do. So every tag, everything is like an element here. So whatever you are doing, this is belonging to this child 2 I created. Now this child 2 I need to append it to the route. And you see here, if I append to the route, it will add it to the route. Everything will be part of it. Now, if I want to see this value, so for that, like I can go directly e3 dot so and so. Append argument must be like element, not LXML argument. I think it got like confused. That's the reason we should not write in the same script. So it is saying that one is an XML element and other one is an LXML element. So we kind of created with two different things. That's what it is saying. But we are using directly, right? So it shouldn't do like that. So it created the text e3 dot element of so and so. I added a text. So it is having an issue. So that's the main reason. We should not combine both of them. So that could be the another reason. And lastly, one more thing you have. So this is an assignment for you. So use a new module XML to so dict. for parsing XML. So for that, the simple thing is like, first we need to install this module, pip install LXML, sorry, XML to dict. By the name itself, it is easy for you to understand and digest that it will convert any XML if you give to a dictionary. So what is the point is, first we need to load the file and we need to parse it to it. Means I have a local books.xml, right? I will load that file and I get the content. So this is how I read the content, right? That content I parse to this XML to dict. XML to dict of parse if I do. So first I need to import, right? I forgot. So import this XML to dict if I do. It will parse the entire thing. Now, if I do like a pprint, so print also I can do, pprint also I can do. And the context manager is needed only for the file operation. Once you got the data, we can work on it afterwards also, right? Out of it also. Now, did you see the entire document I got? If I use like, so something like a doc directly, did you see the entire XML it read and to a single thing? And whenever there were like attributes, they are starting with an at the rate, right? So now, don't you see it is easy? Now, what you need to do here is that I read the things like this. Now you need to explore how to convert to a dictionary back to the XML. Means you have a dictionary right now. Now this entire dictionary you need to convert to XML again. So for that parse, there is some concept called as unparse. How to use that? You explore that module. So that is an option for you.